Hello and welcome to MP Strong 365, day 20. Tomorrow is a landmark day, but we won't talk about that until we get to tomorrow. Just for today, we are going to do a post-run circuit. I just ran a little bit, shook it out, didn't feel that great earlier, had a bunch of catch up to do at work, blah, blah, blah. There's never a moment that's too late to just go out and say, hey, I'm gonna jog 10 feet. I'm gonna pick up my feet up and down like this 10 times, and then maybe I'll do 20, and maybe I'll do 30, and maybe I'll keep going, and so on and so forth. So anyway, this gym is gonna get some refreshments as we go along, but for now, we are going to do a circuit that involves a stability ball optional and some, stability ball optional, because you can do a lot of these on the floor. So we're gonna leverage the stability ball. You can use a chair for some of these activities. I am starting with 15-pound dumbbells. I'm just gonna hold my 15s, and we're gonna do chest flies with these dumbbells, so you can go anywhere between 5 and 25 dumbbells each hand. And so I'm just rolling my wrists around a little bit, just getting them ready to be strong for my chest flies. I'm gonna do my chest flies on the stability ball. And right now I'm just working weight into the outsides of both legs so I can just square out that stance and feel firm through the glutes and the floor. You should feel a tiny space in your foot where the arch is. So if you don't feel that space, then create a little arch of your own by curling your toes underneath you. Groovy, shrug your shoulders up and down a few times. If you don't have weights, grab bottles, any bottles, jugs, a chair, an ottoman, things that weigh something, a suitcase, anything, 2 suitcases. So everything in your house weighs something, right? All right, so without further ado, by the way, I have toe spacers in my socks. My friend Deb was like, you ran with toe spacers? And I'm like, yeah, man, I can feel my toes better. They're those silicone toe guys. And my feet feel a certain kind of way sometimes. So I have these squishy little pink toe spacers in there. Just Amazon.com. They're like 15 bucks. Silicone toe spacers. If you don't have a ball, use the floor, use a bench, or use a chair with your head and shoulders resting and your butt up in the sky. We are in a bridge position. I'm trying not to bow my bridge up, so I'm going to try to flatten out by pulling the hip bones towards the bottom ribs. And then I can feel my glutes turn on. And I'm going to try to keep those glutes engaged so that my back doesn't do a ton of work during this. Again, I am post-run, so muscles are a little bit entrenched in that kind of butt back stance. So I'm going to try to pull the hips forward and release pressure from the spine. If you need to do a couple bridges or release this down during the flies, go ahead and do that. And just curl all 10 toes down into the floor just so you make contact with your toes into the floor. And we will drag the shoulders down away from the ears over the course of these chest flies. So I'm going to find a stance that I can keep and try to stamp down through the hamstrings and the glutes. Maybe you lift your heels up and down a couple times, wobble around a little bit. If you're on the floor, you could be moving your legs around. You could be doing a bridge position. And we'll begin our chest flies. So we come down, feeling the biceps right away, clenching the weights with your fists, and then we come up from the chest fly. I'm focusing on coming up with my pinkies. Someone is literally Teams texting me right now on my work computer. That ain't right, man. I know who it is too. And I know why too. So yes, this is my salvation. Amazing. Nothing is that important literally at like anyone's job unless you're like, your job is in charge of another human life. And that is the most important job. Great, I'm just hanging out, doing these chest flies. I've settled into my position with my glutes nice and warm. You can obviously do these more speedily. I'm not bringing the weights all the way together to touch. I'm focusing on dragging my shoulder blades into the ball a little bit. I'm gonna emphasize the breath on the next 4 and then I'm done. Great. The next exercise will force the issue of the abs. So we walk ourselves up back into a seated upright position. I'm gonna set those weights off to the side and stretch, gratuitous stretch, meaning this is not regulation. I just felt so good in the hamstrings and the calves. And roll the shoulders back because we're going to go on the ball. Again, you can do these on the floor, just tucking your knees into your chest. You can do it with a towel underneath your feet on hardwood to drag your feet in. So to repeat that, a towel on your feet on hardwood to drag your feet in. We're gonna use the ball. We're gonna tuck the knees to the chest. I'm gonna shake like the dickens, so get ready to giggle. But you won't be because you'll be doing your own shakes. So the butt of my palms is dragging back towards the ball as I go to lift my other foot onto the ball. So it should be able to hover just one foot only, right? Okay, so then just place the other foot on top of the ball. Again, if you're on the floor, you're doing knee tucks to chest. If you're on a towel, you're dragging one or both feet in. I'm gonna try to get the tops of my feet to stay flat on the ball. The ankles and the bottom parts of the shin should be on the ball. We drag the knees into the chest without trying to pike the butt up to the sky. So pull the knees in, drag the butt of the palms in towards those knees. When you shoot out, make sure you lock the knee, and I'm trying to get my butt as low as I can as I go through these reps. So as I drive my knees in, my butt does not travel upwards. I'm literally using this screen as a mirror because I can't really tell, but chances are when you drag your knees in, all you need to do is literally squeeze your tailbone and pull it underneath you. And then think about driving in through the lowest, deepest part of the hip flexors. 3 more times like that, and then we'll focus on the shoot out because it's starting the burn. Good. Now focus on the shoot out. In. Shoot it out. It's in. Shoot it out. 6 more. In. Shoot it out. In. Shoot it out. And 1. Plop. Off the ball. Gratuitous stretch for the quads. And the waistline. And we have a seat on the ball for the next exercise with your same dumbbell. Nah, you should probably lighten up on the dumbbells. I'm gonna go to 10s just because I want to focus on the posture and the legs part 2. Maybe I'll go up to 15s for the next set. So I'm gonna have a seat, oh my gosh, on my ball. Hazards of using a ball, they move. So you can use a chair or you can come into a kneeling position like I just was on both knees. That's actually a really good one too. I'm just gonna focus on floating the foot out. So the foot, meaning one foot, any foot, grab a foot, take it out. Look at the bottom of my foot. Should have done this to the side. So now place the weights on the sides of the ball. Push the weights into the ball or your chair if you are in a chair. You can always still do this in a boat pose, like on the floor, right? Yoga style. So now turn your palms to facing open. Keep your foot in the sky and start your bicep curls. Notice these bicep curls, they keep you wide by virtue of being on the ball. Try to focus on the inside part of your bicep. And now I'm going to integrate an exhale through the ribs, closing. Trying not to bring my shoulders into the mix that much, stamping down through the left foot. These socks kept my feet so warm. It's like kind of cold. And I was cold. That's all that matters. Sometimes, you're just cold. Wrists need to punch in a little bit more. Drive those wrists to strong wrists. Grip those weights a little bit harder. And now I'm going to switch feet. Foot out. Hello. I should keep it like this. It's like, I feel like I'm doing like social impropriety. People have weird things about feet. Maybe I'll have to point my toes. Smart wool all day. Smart wool is not paying me to say this. My left hand is a little bit on the weak side on grip, so check your grip. Check your grip. Make sure your wrists stay nice and strong. And squeeze those biceps. Squeeze, squinch, sponge squeeze, bottle open squeeze. Pull that foot up higher. Press down through the standing leg foot. One more time. Okay. Go ahead and stand up with the dumbbells. Yay, press overhead. All right, now we're doing pikes on the ball. Same deal. You can do them on the floor by just starting in a push-up position and piking up like such and coming back down. You can do them on a towel. Actually, the towel is probably the hardest version or gliders, because they don't roll. You have to fight friction. But the ball is hard in its own right. I'm just gonna stretch that hip out and open. I'm gonna get ready to pike up. I'm gonna do 15 pikes, folding myself into a tiny little V. Take the shape and modify according to your ability level. You can do this on your forearms. You can do this on your knees, just tucking your knee to your chest. Okay, anything, you can do it on your knees and just poke your butt up and down. Literally, you will feel it. Trust me. Let's go into pikes. I'm gonna put my toes on the ball and my ankles on the ball. I'm gonna rise up into that pike and drag down to flat. Up and down. As I go along with this, I'm trying to acknowledge how much pressure is in the shoulders and figure out how to stamp down through the shins, through the legs, through the glutes, stamp down through the lower body. People only stop doing ab exercises on their hands because their arms get tired. So figure out a way to squeeze your legs into the equation. I'm gonna try to clean up these pikes. Maybe squeeze my legs together. Trying to keep my shoulder blades dragged down, but it's hard. 4. All right. Oh my gosh, that's hard today. As if it was easy the other day. Okay, bent over rows. Single arm. Heaviest weight you got. 25. 12 on each side with a forearm plank in between. 12 on each side. One arm is on the ball and one shin is on the ball. Your same arm and same leg, leg is posted back, okay? And try to flatten out that back. So pull your chest open a little bit, maybe expose your stomach down to the floor. Great, shrug your shoulders back and down away from the ears. Pull the ball against your shin on the front side so I can almost like lift that ball up against the shin and then row. This is 25. Trying to keep the hips square. I lied, 15, go. Front hamstring. Good, set the weight down, come into your forearm plank on the floor, on your toes, on the floor, on your knees, or on the ball, on your forearms. This is sad looking, so I'm gonna try to clean this up. I'm just so shruggy. Okay, push that shrug by pressing your elbows. You're trying to pop that ball with your forearms. Pop the ball with your forearms. Good, slice the ball. Slice and dice, pop that ball. Squeeze your glutes underneath you. Pull your belly button to your spine. Feet are hip distance apart. I'm making tiny little pizza slices. Drive those arms into the ball. Push your hips up maybe a little bit and down a little bit. Keep driving your shoulders down away from the ball for 3, 2, and 1. The further you keep your chin away from your fingers, the better. Let's do the other side on the rows. And then, yes, we must do turbo. Okay. If you are just doing a post-run circuit, like you could even do just 3 of these exercises, right? You could just do like flies and knee tucks and maybe some rows, something like that. So depending on how much you ran. Or you could have a light snack. This is about 7 minutes after about 6 miles of running. I did not wear my watch, and it was liberating. I was like, I don't care. I don't care how much I run. I'm doing it for the feel, for the shake. Oops, I didn't press the ball against my shin. I'm gonna go up on the ball of my foot on the left just a couple times. I don't know how many it was. 3, go. All right, so let's rock it through one more time. I'm so sprightly today. So can't always be like super excited. We just that's why we're here together. No, you gotta do. And you just need to pick one exercise to get you started. I knew I wanted to do flies and like do biceps today. So that's what I shaped everything else around. No pun intended, because we're using a ball. I knew I wanted to do flies and I knew I wanted to do biceps. So that's what your little circuit could be shaped around. Or it could just start and stop there. Like pick a muscle, point to it, and then like move it. That's program design for you, fitness experts. Okay, so I cracked myself up. Because honestly, most of us are trying to just get through the day, right? And just be like, all right, I did something sweet. So let's go ahead and do chest flies. And another like secret sauce, so we're doing chest flies. Just get going, okay? Just get going. This is turbo. These feel so much easier. Smiling. Smile, 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 smile. Because your brain doesn't know the difference. Smiling equals happy. Like not toxic positivity, like those creepers who like smile when they're like, in pain. I mean, I laugh sometimes when something hurts because it does help with pain management. But when you're running, smile at a tree if there's nobody else around. Smile at somebody. Say hello. Say hello to a dog. Or watch a funny show while you're on the treadmill and laugh. Don't talk on the phone in the gym, though. I hate when people do that. It's like, I can hear you. I've done it a few times for sure. For sure. All right, wrist strong, lady. Wrist strong. Good. I'm trying to peel these weights in through my wrists. Being strong, that really does help the bicep by the elbow. Like I am very concerned with wrist capabilities and grip strength. Grip strength is an indicator of all-cause mortality, aka if you don't grip the weight as strong, you will die sooner. You don't believe me? Look it up. In fact, I'm going to post a link in the chat. We should be very concerned with our ability to grab objects because if you can't grab it, you can't lift it. And if you can't lift it, then you can't have muscle. All right. Preach. Let's Oh, I think like my arm fell off of my little guy here. I'm gonna redo this fitness facility business. You have to start, right? Everybody has to start. We start somewhere. Knee tucks. Let's go for 12. Slide that other foot onto the ball. Place pressure into the legs. If you're on the floor, get going. 1, out, 2, out. Draw deeper lines. Not one of these should feel easy. Draw those lines deep with your knees into the chest. Create your own six-pack. Keep pressure foot against the ball. Two more times. Keep the butt low. Good stuff. That felt better. Grab your, I'm going to do the heavier weights this time. I'm doing it. Am I? Yeah, why not? Because, no, I'm not. Wait, what? Are these 15s? Yes! The weight's selected for me. We need a nice tall stance against the ball. Pull my tailbone in before I even have a seat. All right. Place the weights down by your side. Squeeze the ball with your weights or your chair, or set them on the floor if you're doing it on the floor. Take a deep breath. I'm gonna not open my palms before I start. I'm gonna do these more like hammers. So I'm gonna lift the other leg up that I did first before. Hello, bottom of my smart wool. It's like less offensive if you're wearing $40 socks. And okay, I'm gonna keep my palms open. I only know that because I like choke when I think about how much, right, the socks are, but they really are amazing socks. And I only have one pair of them, smart wool, ankles, good for the warm feet in the winter. Oh my God, I totally just put my foot down because I was thinking about my arms. That's why I did lighter weights last time. Switch legs. Come on, Monica. 8. Turning the palms makes it easier. All right. If I were the wolf, I would have blown the piggy's house down. Pikes on the ball. Weight in the feet. Weight in the legs, weight in the legs, weight in the legs, weight in the legs. Pushing the shins, ankles into the ball. I'm gonna try to keep my elbows slightly bent. So on that last set, I was trying to keep my head more still because if my head slides forward, then I'm not actually truly folding in the center, right? I'm compensated by my head moving forward. So again, we work on it. 12 on each side with the row. Really 12, because we're gonna go straight from one side to the other. Straight from one side to the other. Push weight into that front side hamstring. Square out your hips. Pull. 2, 3, 4. Strong grip. Straight to the other side. Roll the weight underneath your leg. Step, switch, grab, go. 2, 3. Stamp weight into the front hamstring. All right, finish. Forearms, plank, shoulders down away from the ears, shoulders down away from the ears. Keep space between your chin and your thumb. That is the hard part. Push your chin away from your thumb. Push your hips up to the sky. I'm going to find a way to drag back into my legs. Seven more pulses wherever you're trying to pulse into that shape. And go ahead and relax. Oh my gosh. Never gets easier. See you tomorrow for our milestone. I'm gonna go put my one-arm robot back together. Okay, bye.